Welcome back, Patriots. Welcome to Sons of Liberty 1773. This is indeed where men and women from around the world meet in defense of liberty. I'm your host, Bill Bailey. So let's get right to the story. Ukraine predicts attacks on major Russian cities. Ukrainian authorities say Russia's biggest cities are bound to suffer attacks as a result of the Kremlin's war against Ukraine. Internal escalation of the war in Russia is inevitable, said, I can't pronounce the name, an advisor to the Ukrainian president. Cities that are pampered, lazy, that thought they lived in a different reality, such as Moscow, St. Petersburg, and Yekaterinburg, will be subject to strikes, he said, stressing that Ukraine itself has no plans to carry out such attacks. But the logic of war, means that all of Russia will be dragged into what the Kremlin started, he said. Various blows will be dealt to various targets. Why, by whom, and what for, that's another question, he said. His comments came as authorities in Moscow were spotted installing air defense systems on the rooftop of some buildings, a move interpreted by some as paranoia over possible drone strikes, and by others as nothing more than a domestic propaganda ploy. I don't think it's a ploy. What happened after Biden and Germany announced they're going to send battle tanks to Ukraine? Russia said, you've crossed a line. Putin was furious. He sent a barrage of missiles, I think, into Kyiv today, leveling the city. Ukraine is getting decimated. You think if we give them F-16s, which we will, long-range missiles, that they're not going to go after Russian cities? I mean, it's a given. And how does Russia respond when it's American-supplied long-range missiles in our battle tanks and our F-16s that have moved into Russia? I can speculate, and it's not good. France, Italy close to deal on supplying air defense system to Ukraine's. Paris, this is from Reuters. France and Italy are close to finalizing the technical details to supply a SAMP-T air defense system to Ukraine, two diplomatic sources said on Thursday, although it was unclear how quickly a final decision would come. Russia sent Ukrainian civilians racing for cover with a rush hour missile barrage on Thursday, today, killing at least one person, the day after Kyiv secured Western pledges on dozens of modern battlefield tanks to try and push back the Russian invasion. Kyiv has asked its Western allies for more air defense systems and specifically requested the SAM-T, known as Mamba, in November. France Defense Minister Sebastian Lecornu will travel to Italy on Friday to meet his Italian counterpart, Guido Crosetto, with both sides wanting to push ahead with the SAMP-T talks. We are finalizing it with the Italians. It's not very far off, said a French diplomatic source. Over here, and this is from January 11th, so not long ago. We have to be judicious. Top U.S. Senator backs sending long-range missiles to Ukraine. Washington, the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, supports sending advanced long-range rockets to Ukraine, a weapon with the range to strike targets inside Russia. I said they were going to give them the Abrams tanks. They gave them the Abrams tanks. I'm saying they're going to give them the F-16s. I believe that's all but a given. And I believe they're going to send long-range missiles because they seem hell-bent on the globalists and wanting to start World War III. Then this is kind of a side story, but Golden Horn statue on top of New York courthouse slammed for being satanic. Here's a better picture of it. You can't have the 10 Commandments at the courthouse anymore, right? But you can have that. What is that? The Whore of Babylon? Is it Methuselah? It's creepy. It looks satanic to me. Why is that on an American courthouse? It's creepy. So It says, quoting, "Was there any public input whatsoever before a satanic golden Medusa demon with tentacle arms was installed atop a downtown courthouse?" New York Councilwoman Vicky Palladino said. It is creepy looking. See if there's any other comments here. "Last week, a new golden-colored, curled-horned statue titled 'Now' that some on Twitter are calling satanic and demonic was unveiled atop a state courthouse located in the Flatiron district of New York City, standing next to stone statues of Moses." The Satanists, they got to have their statue too, right? The New York Times reports that the statue's maker, 53-year-old Pakistani American, can't pronounce his name, said, "She is a fierce woman and a form of resistance in a space that has historically been dominated by patriarchal representation." Anyways, I think it's creepy. What do you think of that? Never seen anything like that on any American courthouse I've visited. It is creepy. There's some meaning there. I mean, I've always wondered if, Mystery Babylon was New York and it's going to get destroyed. Whatever city it is, some said it thought it was the Vatican. You read about it in Revelations, the book of Revelation. But whatever city it is, the whole world is going to be aghast that this great, incredible city is up in smoke, like it got nuked. I think Washington, D.C. would stir those emotions. New York City would. Vatican City certainly would. It's a mystery, though. It says Mystery Babylon. So we're not going to find out, I guess. We may soon, just because of the times we're living in. So that's it, folks. I got to go vote tonight at the County Republican Convention for Antrim County. And we will vote tonight for the delegates that are going to the state convention in February, where we will vote for new leadership. I'm voting for Matt DePerno to be the state chair. And some other positions we will fill in our first district here. So I'm hoping some of your other folks, if you're watching, your county convention is tonight as well in Michigan. Find the location and go there and vote. It's not much. New leadership of the Michigan Republican Party is way overdue. It's been run by the uniparty swamp rhino crud creatures. So we have a chance now with all these new America First Precinct delegates to choose grassroots leadership. And Matt DePerno is the man. He's the guy that can raise money. He's the guy that's made connections. And he's definitely not in the swamp. But I'm worried, and it is a big deal, but on the grand scheme of things right now, it's a minor deal. I'm worried about still having a world or a country by 2024, by the next election. Trump came out and made a truth about this war in Ukraine, about the insanity. He said, first you send tanks, then they send nukes. A peace deal can be had. And I've been saying this all along. Why are they not working toward peace? Why? No one wants war. The Russian people don't want war. The Ukrainian people don't want war. 99% of humanity does not want war. So, but let's not do that. Let's send F-16 long-range missiles, missile defense systems, F-16s. If this thing doesn't cool down real quick and some level-headed people get in charge of negotiating some peace, we are going to be in a full-on World War III. We're in it now. I use the analogy World War III. The faucet's been cracked open, drip, drip, drip. Now they're sending tanks and F-16s, so now it's, streaming out of there pretty good. But they're going to open that thing wide open here real quick, and it's going to be hell on earth. People that think that Putin won't use his nukes are, if Russia's getting bombed and he's being defeated, you don't think he's going to use his nuclear weapons? I would expect our country would if we're getting defeated. Last resort, but we're not going to surrender. Then I think that's normally the case when you have a strong leader like a Donald Trump or Ronald Reagan or something. We'll wipe you off the face of the earth. But with Joey, I think he'd surrender. Am I wrong? Well, folks, we can't, they're going to nuke the whole country. There'll be nothing left. Humanity will be wiped out. We can't allow that to happen. I'm just going to surrender to the CCP. Unfortunately, I don't think it's that far-fetched. So let me know what you think about the creepy golden haired lizard-armed statue on top of a American courthouse. And let me know what you think about my remarks regarding the Russian-Ukraine war. Is it going to be a nothing burger? Is there going to be a peace deal? Or, World War III, conventional World War III for sure. Nuclear World War III, I'm putting as very possible, which is bad to even say that, right? That nuclear world war is very possible. But anyways, that's it, folks. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to get ready, go in and do my patriotic duty as as an American involved in politics and Republican, obviously. There is no other party right now. The party of JFK was assassinated with him by the deep state. It's the Communist Party of America now. There's really just the Republican Party. Third parties aren't an option. They're just not going to happen. What would happen then is that would leave the rhinos in the Republican Party would work with the Democrats, like GM and Ford did when Tucker come out with the Tucker automobile, state of the art. Safety glass, seat belts, incredible car, the Tucker, and they destroyed them. And that's what the two-party system will do to a third party if it ever gets legs. So the better thing is to do what the communists did with the Democrat Party, is take it over. So we've made headway big time this last election, even with all their work to not fund our candidates. We still won a lot of Republican governors. Republican commissioners took over. So, it's happening. It may not be the big wins that we were hoping for, but we're winning, and we are winning in a big way. So we just got to keep up the heat. My friend always told me resistance is removed with persistence. So you just got to be persistent. And keep grinding. Drip, 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 drip of water will cut a hole through granite over time. So, you just got to be persistent and wear them down. So I'm concerned, folks. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if we have a country or a world in 24 months, let alone a year. So keep prepping and keep praying. Love you all. God bless. Have a safe week. I will see you in the next video.